Ryan Jessica with North Star Family Medicine. I'm here today with Perry Pierce. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and Perry does have current diabetes, and so we wanted to speak with him. He's one of our wonderful cases that we have with diabetes here at North Star Family Medicine, and he has allowed us to ask him a few questions. So Perry, thank you for joining us. And we have his lovely wife Lana here.
Hello.
All right, Perry, so let's just start from the very top. What type of diabetes do you have?
I have diabetes 2.
Type 2 diabetes,
type,
okay.
yeah.
So when did you find out that you had that? So it kind of, from the very beginning, how did that start for you?
Well, I went to a checkup for Dr. Reese in Cloquet, Minnesota, Cloquet Memorial Hospital. And before he called me, and I went there, and he says, you look pretty good, and this was good. He says, and I want you to, he called me and he said, I want you to take this metformin and for a couple days, and he said, I want you to come back in. So I did all that process, and he said he got the results from the lab, and he says, you got diabetes 2, and so give or take, there was so many, the good and bad. I didn't understand it that well, and I got really sick, because I didn't realize I did sugarless candy. I had too much, and I got really, because of my sugar just went sky high.
So you're eating sugar-free candy?
Yeah, I did.
And it's still like,
did that, yeah.
That's very good to know.
Yeah.
They said, they say sugar-free is okay, but it
Yes,
actually isn't.
Okay.
Right. So the Germany didn't get super bad in the first process, but as the years progressed, prior to now, when I first came in here, I had my scores were A1Cs were 400 and 500. I was getting out of control.
Okay.
So overweight and
Yeah, and it was 12.
yeah,
The
it was probably
A1C.
A1C.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then your struggles with, obviously you were overweight.
Right.
What other struggles did you have with that once you found out that you had the type 2 diabetes?
I was eating. I was stopping other foods, but it was just not as I was eating desserts a lot, ice cream and things. I wasn't taken to really serious, And it gave me some time, but all of a sudden, boom! It started showing. Really, it's getting bad. And of course, I went to the diabetic class and trying to earn the smile with plates. How much the small portions, and I like the big portions.
Well,
I mean, not.
We like food.
Like a turkey, but
To be real honest with you, I mean, the diabetes chart says you can only have, but also they say 5 times a day to eat.
Okay, so eating,
You
keeping
know,
your
but the
metabolism going, but
small-
smaller portions.
You look like that. It's like what happens when you tell a kid they can't do some. I mean,
Right.
we're pretty much the same sometimes.
Right.
her dad said I would starve. He wasn't diabetic, but he said, "Oh my God," he would look at,
So does diabetes run in your family, or is it something that maybe you just?
Yeah, my mother had it,
Okay.
and my brother has it. Is pretty sick.
Okay.
He's about 73 years old, and my dad had a stroke, and he had a bad heart and stuff. But and there's other people in the family too who have it.
Well, you also have to say, I don't know when it was that you found out you were diabetic or whatever, but he also had like 2 strokes back
Right,
to
I
back.
had 2 strokes. Yeah,
So
Okay.
this is a real
carotid
testimony
arteries.
of
Okay, and that was from
recovery.
the diabetes
I
and
think
heart
everything.
issues.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
lot of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So, you found out from your prior doctor. So, what treatments were they having you do? I mean, you did mention, the eating, the portion control.
Right, diabetic class.
Yep. So, what other things? Like, were on medications? Was there?
I'm still trying to be more active now.
Okay.
I was active most times in 2005, but
We go to the white quite a bit.
exercise. They told us to walk and stuff,
Okay.
if you could. And so I was just totally, as time progressed, good and bad. And I got a headache sometimes, really weird things, and aches and pains and strengths and the neuropathy didn't hit me this one time. Currently, I get my fingers, it feels numb and stuff, things like that.
The peripheral
And,
neuropathy? Yeah, okay.
If I've used the phone for a while, I gotta just turn it off and like
Yeah.
that stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously now, Dr. Lelk, who is now your main provider, can I
Right.
assume that? Okay.
Right.
And so how did you hear about us and how has she helped you with that whole entire process since you come here?
Well, we got COVID and thank God over that, and it was a little long process. And
Our friend
Ben Davis, the pastor, Dr. Lassou, knows him,
Okay.
and she went to her prayer meetings or something. And we went to Remnant, and he said, I would suggest to see Christy. And he said, and we came here and introduced ourselves, and we just love you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
You guys are the
so
best.
your numbers then to your numbers now.
It's really, tremendously, like, it's 100 and, like 102 in the morning.
That's
and
his
stuff.
sugars.
And my sugars. And,
But it's-
and,
Your A1C.
I got my chart there.
Yeah.
Can I just look
Yeah,
at it?
Sure,
absolutely.
sure.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
His A1C
This is current now for New Whip.
Okay, perfect.
was tipping 12 and it went down to 6.8
This was today. But
just recently.
I put PM, so. people
Right, and
know.
so then now you're here today
Right.
for an appointment.
Right.
So then we get to see kind of where that's at
Sure,
today,
yeah.
right? Well, obviously I'm no nurse or doctor, but I really feel like these numbers are great. I mean, you
Yeah,
obviously
compared
don't
to,
want.
like I said, excuse me.
Yeah, we
I mean,
have the
gosh.
history of
Look
him.
at this, I'll go
Yeah.
right back to,
We also have the history of him.
you can see way back.
Oh my
There were
gosh.
300,
300,
400,
yeah.
379.
Yeah, was it?
There were a few times it
July.
topped. And one time it didn't even register
Mm-hmm.
his sugar
Oh my.
meter.
Christy said, I'm not concerned. Well, I kind of concerned you about you, Lana, but Perry's is a really special case, and I knew something was really.
Right.
I really
Well, yeah,
thought you
because-
right,
Because I was also diabetic, but my numbers went down. We both lost like 22 to 24 pounds each.
That was
So
really good. So ultimately, for you, kind of what is, I mean, you personally have diabetes. So what is your suggestion? So you're not on any medication.
yeah.
Yeah, I am.
You are. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what are you taking?
70-30 and in the morning and 70-30 at night, and then taking the Trulicity. I think it's
Okay.
supposed to have.
Yeah, and
you
that was
lose
referred
weight. It's
in.
pretty good.
Okay.
Every Monday.
Dr. LeCool referred us over to an insurance broker,
Okay.
Brenda,
Okay.
and she's a scribe insurance, and she, it's been great because we've been able to, like cut the copays in half.
That's good.
But normally the copays on insulin, they're so high.
Yeah.
So
So you're maintaining a good diet.
Yeah.
Your
trying to
exercise, you're
cut
taking your
all the breads,
medication.
no
Yeah.
pies, sweets. Trying to get to the Y 3-4 times a
Mhm.
week. And I should walk a little bit more because of the weather now.
Probably walk on the
Yeah,
inside unless
right.
you really want to get that fresh air.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My
Probably go
neighbors
inside
bike,
them
they
all.
had 2 bikes. They were heavy and they went on a diet. And,
Yeah. Great. Well, I appreciate your time and I
Sure.
thank you so much for allowing us
Sure.
to interview
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
And we are gracious for you both and
Oh,
very
thank you
grateful that
too.
you're here.
Oh,
and I'm
we're-
so
we're
glad that
grateful
we are.
for you
You too,
guys
yeah,
too.
helping you out.
Very
Yeah.
grateful because
Thank you.
it was quite a struggle. When we first came in, it was like, how come we aren't getting any results, even with some doctors?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I guess what it takes is the extra mile.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so
Yeah,
much.
thank you,
All right.
Chris. Yeah.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you.